Ladies and gentlemen, picture this. You awaken in the serene embrace of a quintessential Canadian morning, only to step outside and confront a nightmare. Tents sprawling like invasive shadows across your beloved parks, discarded needles glinting menacingly in playgrounds where innocent laughter once echoed, and an undercurrent of violence that turns every corner into a potential threat. This isn't a chilling thriller on your screen. It's the stark, unforgiving reality gripping Barrie, Ontario, a distress signal that's reverberating through the veins of our great nation. Today, we're embarking on an eye-opening journey into a crisis that's shredding Canada's soul, laying bare the glaring lapses in leadership from the pinnacle of power. Stay with me as we dissect the bold emergency declaration, the heart-wrenching stories of real people, and the jarring divide between a regime mired in excuses and one forged in unbreakable resolve. By the time we're done, you'll understand why this transcends local headlines. It's a clarion call for sweeping change, and why every Canadian is entitled to so much more. Let's ignite this conversation. Visualize the first light of day caressing Barrie, a city that once epitomized the Canadian ethos of unity, security, and boundless potential. But now, Mayor Alex Nuttall steps into the spotlight, his tone resolute yet laced with grave concern, unveiling a measure reserved for dire straits. Today, I am proclaiming a state of emergency in Barrie, he announces, resurrecting unheeded appeals to the former administration. With county blueprints still on the horizon, Barrie refuses to idle. We're charging forward to recapture our avenues, our grand boulevards, our vibrant parks, and our historic squares, reinstating that indispensable aura of safety and harmony that binds us. The citizens of Barrie are at their breaking point, weary of the disorder, the pervasive anxiety, the erosion of their cherished hometown. Nuttall draws a firm boundary. Assistance is readily available for those yearning for a lifeline, comprehensive support to rebuild lives. Yet, encampments cluttering public domains? That's history. No longer will we avert our gaze as our neighborhoods bear the brunt. Barrie's summer has been a harrowing saga of tragedy and turmoil. A chilling double homicide pierced the community's heart, unleashing waves of terror that infiltrated every household. Hot on its heels, a macabre dismemberment inquiry compelled the dismantling of sprawling camps, unveiling horrors that defy comprehension. It's as though the very tapestry of Canada is unraveling, fiber by fragile fiber, in plain sight. Barrie, that emblem of tranquil allure, has been compelled to invoke emergency protocols because homeless encampments have mushroomed into utter mayhem. Families teeter on the edge of nerves frayed thin. Entire communities descend into disarray. And Prime Minister Mark Carney vanished from the fray. Astonishing? Hardly. Save for his appearances on the airwaves, unleashing tirades and deflecting culpability on a Trump amid his homeland's blaze. Canada has transcended a mere governance glitch. It's ensnared in a Carney calamity, with the average citizen shouldering the heaviest load. This emergency in Barrie isn't confined to municipal bulletins. It's a pulsating crimson beacon piercing the national skyline, alerting every corner of our land. When makeshift shelters overrun verdant oases, converting them to forbidden territories. When youngsters navigate minefields of hypodermics rather than carefree games. When the elderly barricade themselves indoors as twilight falls. That's no mere mishap, but a monumental betrayal from the corridors of authority. Carney ascended with vows of equilibrium, fortitude, and savvy fiscal stewardship. Honed as a financial titan in England, he professed mastery over adversity. But behold the fallout of his doctrines. Housing costs vaulting to astronomical realms, livelihoods dissolving into ether, and the federal retort, an echoing void. The unsung pillars of society, diligent workers, resilient families, honorable veterans, tenacious single parents, are thrust into a primal fight for existence. Electricity versus sustenance, vehicular slumber to secure a bite. These soul-crushing decisions now punctuate daily life in Carney's Canada. Barrie's guardians had no alternative but to sound the alarm, overwhelmed by the surging tide. Carney views it as his personal embarrassment, eclipsing the existential plight of multitudes enduring sub-zero nights. Reminder: Canadian winters are merciless predators. This is the peril of prioritizing polish over progress, of valuing staged moments above substantive remedies. Carney peddles narratives of fleeting woes and firm grip. The populace sees through the facade. Camps proliferate like unchecked wildfires, refuges strain beyond capacity, and familiar enclaves morph into shadows of unease in mere hours. This is no transient glitch. It's an inexorable deluge, engulfing aspirations in its wake. The backlash has erupted like a volcano as Ontario's turmoil cascades across digital realms. Platforms ignite, posts cascade in torrents, dialogues dominate the ether. A visceral lament resonates, disgrace upon Ontario, imprisoning the unsheltered for half a year, levying $10,000 penalties? From what coffers? Being without home isn't voluntary. It's the scar of profound systemic wounds. As calls for remedies amplify, Carney hurls accusations at territories, locales, even atmospheric whims. Oust him now, viral voices implore. He's dismantling us, perpetually shifting fault, not stewardship, but a hazardous frailty. Such vulnerability seeps through layers, exposing the vulnerable to unrelenting peril. The dichotomy stings like a fresh wound. Carney's dominion wallows in pretexts. Trump's realm ascends through feats. In Trump's tenure, autonomous energy fueling households and enterprises, unprecedented employment surges reintegrating the workforce, an economic surge that elevates lineages, not erodes them. Institutional confidence? Meticulously reconstructed, action upon action, rhetoric pales against deliverables. North of the border, faith lies in tatters, the sting acute. Carney embodies evasion. Trump personifies victories palpable in everyday existence. Our northern kin warrant unvarnished truths, not patronizing sermons from ivory towers. Yet Carney conceals amid the uproar, allowing the debacle to metastasize. Challenged on shortcomings, his veneer shatters. Outbursts ensue. Absent serenity and determination, present is ire directed at adversaries, invocations of worldwide specters, indictments of right-leaners, branding skeptics as national saboteurs. Reality check. No admonishments required. Employment, dwellings, strategies, fiscal inflows. Carney furnishes naught. His eruptions expose a figure submerged, inadequate for the mantle. Contrast with Trump. Adversities assaulted directly, regulations eviscerated, triumphs engineered. Ambushed by gunfire twice, he arose unbowed, fist clenched, fight. Adversity? His crucible. Americans perceive it. In fuller purses, fortified ties, invigorated essences, a champion in their corner. Carney bellows as his people endure agony. Trump executes as his flourish. In downturns? Trump entrenches, combats fiercely, revives vitality. The abyss between authentic command and imposture. For further testament to this administration's instability, examine Ontario's incarceration-homelessness linkage dossier. Revelation. Nearly 1/6 of freed inmates lack refuge upon exit.